What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to another episode of End Battles in White Tree Hollow. In the last episode, we did exactly that, but in springtime, taking on End's Rain team before we cleared Area 7 of White Tree Hollow. Today, we're going to be jumping into the summer battle, which is Sunny Day based this time, and then we're going to be clearing Area 8 of White Tree Hollow. Like I said before, these episodes are going to be entirely based on completion. I am not looking at any sort of time limit today. We're just going to be jumping right on in, back to battling with N once more. So this is probably the team that I am the least well equipped to deal with just because of how difficult it can be, but here we go anyway. So obviously this entire team is based around Drought, which is what this Ninetales that leads off is going to have. It is level 77. The rest of the team is all level 75. It's also holding a Life Orb, and it's got Confuse Ray, Solar Beam, Foul Play, and Fire Blast. You'll notice that Fire moves and Solar Beam are very common across this entire team. Of course, I'm going to be leading with Farina here because Ground-type moves are going to help me out a fair bit against some of these Pokemon. Not all of them, though. And, you know, there is, of course, the fact that even that much damage, Ninetales can survive, despite the fact that it is much more specially defensive than it is physically defensive, but yet still managed to deal with that. Now, luckily, it took itself out with a Life Orb there, so we're going to get some experience out of that. But I have a feeling I know what N is going to switch to next, and indeed it will be the Arcanine, because this thing is actually packing Outrage. It's also got the ability Intimidate, and it's got Extreme Speed, Wild Charge, Outrage, and Overheat. Now, as far as things to actually deal with this, I don't have much, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I only have Challenger with me, honestly, just because I had to fly to Victory Road, and I figured that Jack wasn't going to be the best fit for this fight because of all the fire that's going around. So, you know, that was more my my thought process. But don't worry, I'm going to be swapping Jack out for Challenger when we get back to White Tree Hollow. See, I almost want to go with Johanna, but, like, I don't really have a move that's going to work in that situation either. So it's almost like maybe I should stick with Farina. The problem is that there's one other Pokemon I would very much like to use Farina on, but it's going to all depend on how things turn out here. So I'm gonna just absorb the Intimidate, and I'm gonna go with an Earth Power here. Probably could have did a Rock Slide to at least like try to attempt to flinch, but whatever. We'll just try to whittle this thing down as much as possible. There's that Outrage. Now, it's non-stab, but it's probably still going to knock Farina out just because of that super effective nature and the fact that we are basically on the same level. So I am next. I'm going to try to bait out a little bit of damage here. So I think Kamina should be able to knock this thing out with a single Thunderbolt. No problem. We are definitely going to be faster as well, so let's do that. Let's not use Thunder because I actually think that negatively impacts Sunny Day, is negatively impacted by Sunny Day, I should say. Although I don't know exactly how, honestly. I probably should look into that. Next up is Rapidash. Okay, this is the other one I wanted to have my Flygon for. And I definitely don't want to have Kamina go up against it because it has Drill Run, but it also has Solar Beam, Mega Horn, and Flare Blitz. Definitely don't want to be using Tomoe at least until the Sunny Day goes away for some reason, which actually I don't know if that's going to happen, but there is another reason I actually brought Tomoe here that we'll probably get into in a little bit. I'm thinking for this one, this is a tough one for Rapidash. It's much more well, not much more, but it has more special defense than it does physical defense. So it's like I almost want to just throw Challenger at this thing and do as much as I can, especially because all it's going to be able to do is use Flare Blitz in this situation. In fact, I think it's exactly what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I am just going to tank the first hit because I'm sure it's going to use Flare Blitz here. I'm also pretty sure that I'm going to have the speed advantage on this thing. So I'm going to use a Max Revive on Farina here, and then I'm going to deal with the Flare Blitz. All the recoil damage is going to get back, and then I'm going to throw a Brave Bird right back at it immediately, assuming that this doesn't one-shot me. Oh, the burn damage. Okay, that was a lot more than I was expecting. Holy crap, a lot more than I was expecting. Well, that's fine. I guess it worked out for me. So back to Farina we go, and then I should just be able to Earthquake this thing and be done. But then that's also going to pretty much be it for Farina's participation here. Kind of wanted to make up for the last episode where my Flygon just kept getting a whole can of whoop ass, just over and over again going through the White Tree. Like, it was the only Pokemon I had struggling in Area 7. Everything else was doing just fine. All right, we're on to Shiftry, and honestly, it would probably be good. It would behoove me to still have my bird, but I can use Johanna for this one. So Shiftry has Chlorophyll, which is going to make it super duper fast. It's also got a Heat Rock, which if it decides to use Sunny Day to reset it for whatever reason, it will last for 8 turns. But Grass and Dark, I'm just going to use Bug Buzz. I'll deal with the one Dark Pulse, but I should be able to tank that mostly. That's not going to do too much damage here, unless it flinches, which is, you know, not fun to deal with. Gosh dang it. The Bug Buzz is going to be quite effective, though, so if we can get that to land. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. This thing should go down in one shot. Did I already say the moves? I think I did. Focus Blast, Solar Beam, Sunny Day, and Dark Pulse. All right, 2 Pokemon remain. Next one is Leafeon, which I'm actually going to keep Johanna out for because I'm pretty sure Johanna's going to be faster than the Leafeon. It's got Leaf Guard, and it's got Attract, Iron Tail, Leaf Blade, and X Scissor. Now, Leaf Guard in particular, let me go over this ability really quickly. It just, okay, prevents it from being afflicted by status conditions in sunlight, which, you know, I suppose that's fine. But now with the sunny day, hopefully this can boost Heat Wave enough to knock this thing out in one shot, and it did. And it did. I would have been much more worried if it was a physical attack, but we got it. Pushes Johanna to level 78. And last but certainly not least is Ninjask. And there's only one Pokemon on my team I can maybe trust to be faster than this Ninjask, and that is my Jolteon. It's got the ability Speed Boost with Protect, Solar Beam, Sunny Day, and X Scissor. Will not surprise me if it starts using Protect right off the bat so it can get Speed Boost going, but maybe I'm allowed to get one Thunderbolt off here. We'll find out. Let's try it. Nope, it used Protect. Okay, I knew it was going to do that. That's a pretty common strategy with Ninjask so that the Speed Boost can activate and then it can just start going ham on you. I don't think anything on it's going to be too terribly powerful, though. It's going to use Solar Beam right off the bat, which I'm actually not so afraid of that because it's non-stab and special defense is something that Jolteon can handle a bit better. So, yeah, she'll be totally fine. Plus, Ninjask is much more of a physical attacker anyway. The only thing I'm worried about out of this thing is the X Scissor, because if that crit, that honestly possibly could have been a one-shot, but we're fine. Pokemon are happy, they're happy to be with you. There we go. All right, thank you, N. There's something Dressman 21. So yeah, this exact same dialogue as last time, so I'm not really going to worry about it too much. He's going to take off once more, and I will see you again for the fall battle in the next episode, but now it is time to head back to White Tree Hollow. Okay, and welcome back, everybody. So I actually made a substitution at the last moment, and I actually put Kamina in the PC for today's run just because she's sitting at level 79, and everybody else could use a little bit of time to catch up to her speed, especially because she's just been so reliable that I figured she could use a little bit of a break. But don't worry, we'll use her in areas 9 and 10 for sure. For now, let's just head on inside. And are they just going to add another floor for this one? I actually don't know how this is going to work, but we will find out. Area 8 time. Let's do this thing. So the Pokemon that we're going to be fighting in this area are going to range from levels 68 to 71 as we go through here. But otherwise, same rules apply. Now, really quickly, I'm going to get back in this thing and just see how many floors there are here. Oh, just one more floor, huh? B12? Okay, that's a little bit different. I wonder if these areas are going to get a little bit wider, though. Okay, so we got a Battle Girl right off the bat, which tells us that the gate trainer is male or female. That could narrow things down a little bit, so I think I'm just going to go for it. Although, knowing that this was a Battle Girl, maybe I should have led with, like, Challenger or something. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll be all right. Here we go. So I'm going to keep my dragon out in the front for at least the moment. Nidoking. Oh, never mind. Actually, I did end up going the right route with this, at least I think. Hopefully this doesn't end up biting me in the butt. Now, do I want to use Earthquake or do I want to use Earth Power? I guess it really doesn't matter. I'll just go Earthquake. It's stronger. Hopefully this is enough to win. I mean, I can't imagine it won't be, but you can never be too careful. There we go. That's the first one. Nice little boost there. And then, ooh, Haxorus. I should be able to one-shot this thing with Outrage, no problem. This actually ended up being a very fortuitous fight. Much more so than I thought it was going to be, just based on the Pokemon we're going up against. So this should push Farina to level 78 easily. Here we go. Another giant chunk of experience there. Good job, good job. Okay, look at our team and how strong they're getting. I'm so proud of them. All right, so gate trainer, male or female? Tell me. I want to find what floor we're supposed to go to next too. Okay, it's male. Now, if I can just track down a Roughneck or an Ice Worker next, I'm going to try to avoid... Ooh, this is going to be tricky. Okay, now turn away. Oh, that's not even the right way to go. Gosh dang it. Okay, we're fine. We made it. Thank goodness. I'm also looking for... Okay, that's a Battle Girl and a Nursery Aide. Don't really care about either of their opinions, especially because I just fought a Battle Girl. That's a Poke-Fan who is going to give me... or tell me how many Pokemon are in the room. I'm also trying to keep an eye out for the door. 2 janitors, huh? Any trainers are in the room with the gate trainer. One of those actually might be worth taking a look at here. So let me switch the lucky egg around really quickly. And I'm going to give it to... I'm actually going to give it to Jack. Let's put Jack up in the front of the party. We'll give Tomoe and Zoroark a little bit of experience in here as well. Try to avoid using Johanna and Challenger as much as possible just because of how much higher they are in levels. Although, I think one of them is actually going to have a little bit to do against the boss trainer as well. Okay, Hippowdon. Maybe that was not the best swap there. Jack is probably not ideal for this. Like, I could probably get away with an Ice Punch, but I don't even know if I want to try. I know there's that Nurse back there, but I almost want to just... The problem is that even if it throws out a ground move... I don't really have much to go off of here, though. Like, I mean, I could go to Tomoe, and Tomoe could probably mostly handle it. Let's just deal with it. It's probably going to throw out an Earthquake or something like that. It'll hurt, but I think Tomoe can... Yeah, I think Tomoe can deal despite the stab damage. Yeah, it could have been worse. There is also the Sandstorm damage, but we do have leftovers, so I guess of all the Pokemon to swap to, Tomoe is probably one of the best. All right, let's try to go with a Scald here and see if we can't knock this thing out in one shot. Please and thank you. And yeah, that was great. Okay. Next, though, what is that going to be? As Jack hits level 77. Buffeted again, but leftovers again. It's okay. They offset each other. What do we got? Tangrowth. I'm conflicted. Sure. Fine. Fine. Let's just make it easier. Don't need to make this any more complicated than I already have. Been running into a lot of Tangrowth. I mean, I guess a lot of times these janitors have these, so I suppose it sort of makes sense, but doesn't make it less annoying. All right, come on, get out of here. And there we go. No more Sandstorm damage because the fight is over. Now, I need you to tell me how many trainers are in the room. The gate trainer, yes, secret, but here's a hint. There's a room with 2 people in it. Okay, got it. This is going to take me back down to the nurse room, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so I don't want to go that way, and I know that that is also not where... shoot. Okay, can I get around... There we go. It's going to just use that guy kind of as a shield there. Let's avoid this... avoid the Poke-Fan here. Okay, don't be looking around so much. I'm going to try to go this way now. What have we got in here? Okay, ooh. We do have a Pokemon breeder in here, but we also have... We have a construction worker. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to try to go back down here. Again, just avoiding that guy. Get around both of you. Can I make it down here, please? I'm trying to be like much better at my maneuverability as we go through here. Nothing in this room. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. We got 2 ice workers in here. Let's take a look. They'll actually tell us if we're on the correct floor or not. I know I'm still looking for, just making sure that I don't miss the boss trainer room like I did last time where I wandered around for so long trying to find that, but only 2 floors to go between. It shouldn't be so bad. Why are there... Dude, the number of Tangrowth, it's getting kind of crazy. I'm actually not the biggest fan of it. Okay, let me see how much Ice Punch does. I know Tangrowth can learn things like Earthquake and whatnot, and that could be a little bit of a problem. Of course it has a Yachi Berry. Because why wouldn't it? It's going to use a Sunny Day now. Can Tangrowth learn any fire moves? No, it's probably just going to use that to try to use like Solar Beam and Synthesis and things like that. So we'll see if I can't break through it at least a little bit. Yep, Synthesis. Okay, nope, it's going to make my life a living hell if I try to do that. So I'm probably going to have to switch to my Volcarona again. Oh my god. All right. You really couldn't make this any easier. These Tangrowth are just very obnoxious. There's been so many here in White Tree Hollow, too. So, how did you know? How did you know that that's what I was going to do? Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, luckily we handled that for the most part. Again, I really shouldn't need Johanna too much. There's one Pokemon I would like to have him for, but as long as he stays alive, I think we'll be fine. Just can't faint, that's all. Drapion, okay, you are going to... What am I going to swap you out for? Yeah, I'll just go to Farina. Fine. Fine. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than I'm making it. I'm just trying to, like, spread the... I want to give, like, everybody a chance, but we just keep running into the same Pokemon over and over and over again. I'm getting kind of sick of it. I would really like a little bit more variety in here. I know we're going to get it from the boss trainers, but that's not... I've already made contingency plans for them. They're not the ones I'm the most worried about. Anyway. Might have a chance against him. I'm going to assume that the boss trainer is a guy. So the gate trainer down below a bit earlier. Okay, so there we go. There's our answer. We are not on the correct floor. I could try to, like, look around here just a little bit longer and see if I can't try to track down the boss trainer room a little bit. Okay, it's literally right here. I found it. Cool. So I know what room to come back to, but now I have to find the gate trainer. And I also have to remember my path through here, although I don't think it's too terribly complicated. I'm going to save that nurse for a little bit later, which, yeah, I already pretty much know. Never mind. Well, I'll beat her now, but I'll still save the heal for when I have to come back here. But yeah, like I said, I still got to track down that gate trainer. So this should be a pretty simple one. Hariyama. Okay. A little bit of a surprise, actually. A little bit of a surprise. Was not expecting that out of you. I will definitely not take the chance here. And again, I shouldn't be using Challenger too much in here. Like, Challenger's my backup plan for that Pokemon I need my Volcarona for. Also using a Fake Out anyway. That's not too bad. Yeah, just Brave Bird it. Do you like how I used a PP Max on a Challenger off-screen? Which, actually, I do need to use my PP Ups and PP Maxes, and I actually forgot to do that at the beginning of this episode, so that's my bad. I am probably going to do that in the next episode, and then we should be good to go. I'll just go over all of them. I neglected that at the beginning of the episode, and I just remembered now. So that's my wrongdoing. It has been several days since I recorded the last episode, so that's why I forgot that fact. But then when I looked at how much Brave Bird PP I had, I was like, oh, shoot, that's right. Oops. That's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right. Earthquake the Lantern. Hopefully knock it out in one hit. Problem is that so many of these Pokemon are also carrying berries that, like, lower the effectiveness of their one weakness. And not that that's always enough, but... Okay, I'm going to say no to you. Not right now, but I will come back. I'm second-guessing myself if that was okay to do. I think we'll be fine. Okay, so male trainer in a room where there's two trainers. That's what we're looking for. I'll see if I can pretty much just find any instance of that, and if they happen to give me hints that are in some way related to that. So let's see what we find in the first room. Okay, this is a 3-trainer room. I don't want to fight the Ice Worker if possible, though. Let me see if I can't just, like, there we go. Just kind of sneak around you, like, unless I absolutely have to. It's not going to be you either. I hope I didn't overcomplicate my situation by doing that. It's definitely not this guy. Gosh dang it, not who I wanted to fight. Well, at least he tells me the direction of the gate trainer, so if I did just go past him, I at least know where to go. So this is still a useful fight at the very least. Okay, Gallade. Okay, Psychic Fighting. Got it. Again, man, none of these are Pokemon that I can use my Lucario against right now, and it's really kind of driving me insane. It's a pretty bad matchup, all things considered. It's like way too many things that are just way too good on Lucario. All right, well, there's a Psycho Cut. I'll just Brave Bird you. Again, we're gonna go back to that nurse, and we should be mostly fine. Is that gonna be enough to knock Challenger out? I think it actually will be. Nope, not quite, but really, really close. Haxorus. Okay. I mean, what else can I do? Again, we're just running into the same Pokemon over and over again, so it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. At least I'm able to use my Flygon this time. Last area, he was just getting his ass kicked. It was so bad. But at least in here, he's useful. No, I guess didn't really do anything. Like, I could be brute forcing through some of these fights. It's just that steel typing on Lucario it's really a double-edged sword because of, you know, how much it allows Lucario. Okay, south. Okay, so it was definitely not that room. Anyway, no, don't look at me. That was really close. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Oh man, I'm scared. I'm really scared. Oh, no! I was really trying to get past you. I just wanted to go right. Oh, you guys and your freaking 3-trainer patterns. They drive me nuts. But anyway, I was trying to say steel is a double-edged sword because it's like, yeah, it gives you so many resistances, but it also adds all these additional weaknesses like fighting and ground and fire. And it is like the biggest problem with this Pokemon. And speaking of, oh boy, I could try to get an Ice Punch off, and I think that this will one-shot this Gliscor, because it is quad weak to ice. There we go. That was an instance where I could do something. And the next one is Drapion again. Yeah, I'd be willing to at least keep this one going. It'll probably be 2 shots, but I don't think this Drapion can do too much to hit me back, so I'll just Aura Sphere it a couple times. And we should mostly be able to get through this fight unscathed. I think so, yeah. I'm not too worried about either of its types, Poison or Dark. It does have Earthquake, but it shouldn't be, I was going to say too much damage, but that still wasn't ideal. It's all right. It's all right. Everything's fine. Okay. Almost level 78 off of that. Good job, Jack. Like I said, we're going to go back and heal. Gate Trainer, yes, yeah, I already knew that. You were not helpful. Oh, that's 3 there. Go. Okay. Oh, it's not going to be that room. It's not going to be that room. This room is going to be so rough to get through. Oh, I'm scared. I'm like really legitimately scared to try to get through here. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I made it through that. Absolutely dodged. Okay. This is probably the room, but it could be either one of these guys. Let me start with the black belt, because at least he'll tell me if I'm not in the correct one. We're like, man, my Pokemon can get stronger, but what is true strength? Defeating someone stronger is something about gaining recognition. Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, we'll see. So at the very least, if I am in the same room, or I am in the correct room as the black belt, as the gate trainer, the black belt will say something along the lines of, well, say like a generic line that basically proves that I was correct. So then it will be the ice worker, and then I got to somehow get back without running into any trainers along the way, which is going to be way easier said than done. Okay, I had a feeling it was going to throw out a ground move immediately, so wanted to preempt that. This should get Jack to level 78 just fine. There we go. Okay, first one down. Second one is Electivire. We're definitely going to stick with Farina here. You kidding me? This makes way too much sense. My sole best ground user. You're just a little too useful in here. Of course, it's going to use the Shuka Berry, but is that going to be enough to stop it? No. No, it is not. So much damage from stab and super effectiveness that even the berry cannot prevent it from going down in one hit. And there we go. All right, generic line, or are you going to tell me the direction? Yep, okay, generic line. So it is this guy. This is our gate trainer right here. Good job making this far. I'm the gate trainer. It's my duty to test your skills and see if you're strong enough to face the boss trainer. Let's do this thing. And then again, hoping I can make it back without any other fights, but that is... I'm going to be willing to bet that's not going to happen. I think I'm going to probably get into at least 2 along the way. Okay, Poliwrath. Interesting. I think I'm willing to actually sacrifice Jack just to see if I can't one-shot this thing. It probably won't happen, but I'm still going to try it. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, that 10 level disparity. I'm just always nervous. Okay, Cloyster's next. I'll actually stick to Jack for this one and go after its ice weakness with Aura Sphere, mainly because it is a special move, and Cloyster is much, much, much more physically defensive. So I think I might actually have a chance on this thing. Plus, I don't really think it can hit back too hard. Beautiful. All right, good job, Jack. There you go. That was probably the easiest fight you've had yet. All right. So now I just got to navigate my way, which I mostly remembered. I think it was like to the right of the nurse, then down a square or two, and then left. Something like that. I know it was like left from an empty room. But okay, can I get through these guys again unscathed? That is the question. Oh my gosh. No! Oh, I almost had that. I was dancing the dance so well, and then I frickin' accidentally hit right. I should have just stayed in the corner. No. Oh my goodness, it kills me. It kills me so bad. Stop with the Nidokings. Stop with the Nidokings. Stop with the Nidokings. I am begging you to stop with the Nidokings. I know I'm all over the mic right now. I apologize. Stop with the Nidokings. All right, Tomoe, can you tank this? Please tell me you can tank this. Comes Earth Power, you'll be fine. It's a special attack anyway. Nidoking is much more of a physical attacker. That was a lot more damage than I was expecting. Did lower special defense as well. It's okay, though. We'll be fine. I'm going to just go all in on this. I'm not going to bank on anything else. We just got to get back to the elevator. But the journey is a part of the entire thing, so I do want to show that. Okay, level 77. Another little bit of leftovers healing. What's next? Haxorus. My gosh, it's so many of just the same Pokemon. Is it area specific, or is it just like, maybe it's just the trainers I'm going up against? Let me think. Okay, so I've been fighting Black Belt and Battle Girl, who are both attack-based. Roughneck is also attack-based. The Ice Worker is defense-based, and so is the Janitor. And the Nurse is also attack. So, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I have just been fighting a lot of well, but I don't know, but that's 2 of 3 types. They still should have more variety than that. I just haven't been fighting any HP-based trainers because, well, I've been avoiding all of them except for the Pokemon breeders, but even here I haven't really been fighting them directly. Okay, thank you for cheering me on. Okay, the Janitor is safe, so I can just kind of go past them. And the Black Belt is safe here. So let's head up. You are easy to avoid. Now, there was a Pokemon breeder up on the top floor. Oh, boy. Hold on. Yeah, okay. But not too hard to get around them when they're standing still like that. There we go. All right. I think I am going to go track that Pokemon breeder down. And give them just a once-over real quick, just to see if they have a Chansey or a Blissey. Will help me out a little bit. So let's head down. And I'm also probably going to heal up at the Nurse on the way, like even before the Pokemon breeder fight. So yes, please, and thank you. All right, everyone is good as new. All right, so let's head over to the right. Is this where the Pokemon breeder was at? Not quite. Was it up here? Again, I would like to fight them. Oh, yeah, I think it was to the right of the Pokefan, who is, of course, going the most obnoxious route possible. Let me move this on over to Tomoe, actually. Just for this one. And I'll just X-Scissor my way through the... Oh, stop it. Pick a direction, dude. Thank you. All right, Pokemon breeder. There you are. Now, if you could just give me some free experience, that would be great. And then I can backtrack down to the boss trainer, and then we can end this episode after I win, if I can win. Which, it's going to be a little bit of a tough fight, of course. Starting with a happening. Okay, well, I like it better when it's Chansey and Blissey, but I know the odds of that happening are supremely rare. Yeah, let's X-Scissor. I don't think they're going to be surviving this under almost any circumstance. All right, so there's a little bit, but now Blissey. Okay, that's what I like to see. So hopefully this alone pushes Tomoe to level 78. I might be using Tomoe in the next fight. In fact, yeah, I'm probably going to. Just looking at the Pokemon that the boss trainer has. But there we go. 17,000 experience, more than enough for level 78. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have defeated Begonia. All right, let's go track that boss trainer down. And also, oh, literally just got, that's right, I forgot the Pokemon breeder tells us one of the boss trainer's Pokemon. It's taking care of a Torterra. Now, that is the Pokemon that I was hoping to use Volcarona on. And if not Volcarona, I guess I can Brave Bird it really quickly with Challenger if need be. Let's continue going down. Right? Yeah, that's right. 2 empty rooms in a row, and then we go left, and this is the boss trainer room. But I do have to get around these two, which should be pretty simple. And there we go. All right, so it's a veteran-style trainer. I am going to swap to... I'm actually going to go Jack at the beginning of this, which might not be the best idea. But I do have a quad effectiveness that I can try to take advantage of here. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Let's do this thing. Another challenger? Good job making it this far. But isn't it enough for you to have made it this far? Oh, you want to keep going. A real fighter, aren't you? Well, whatever. I'd rather not, but I suppose we should have a battle. Wait, why not, dude? Why are you so nonchalant about this entire thing? Especially at this late of a stage. Shouldn't you be like a lot more, or taking this a lot more seriously? Anyway, okay, so he's going to start off with a Torterra, and this thing has a Yachi Berry, which I actually should not have led with Lucario because of this exact reason. I'm going to actually do a little bit of swappy swaps, and I'm going to preempt its first attack that I'm sure it's going to use. So let's do that, because, yeah, it has a Yachi Berry, which does reduce ice damage. I should have known. And there it goes. It's going to use Curse! Not what I was expecting. Oh, I should have used... Oh, man. How was I supposed to know that, though? Because it also has Wood Hammer, Earthquake, and Outrage, and I was expecting that Earthquake to come out. Torterra is grass and ground, too, so that would have been stab damage. But I don't really think this thing can do too much to my Braviary, so we should mostly be fine. I just got... a little, I kind of chickened out there a little bit and was like, oh, I'm not really willing to commit with the Yachi Berry in play, but it's fine. All right, next up is Thundurus, and this is going to be all Farina's show. Electric and flying, it's also got the ability Prankster, and it's holding a red card. Now, of course, it is going to, unfortunately, eject my Farina for hitting right here, but I'm still going to try to land it anyway. So it's got Rain Dance, Thunder Wave, Thunder, and Superpower. Let's try to hit that Rock Slide, and it is faster. Wow, that is a super quick Thundurus, but also that is because it has Prankster, so what was I even thinking here? Let's do as much damage as we possibly can off of that. I should have just done an ground move, excuse me. So there's that red card. Let's see. We are going to swap. Ooh, Braviary. Okay. Probably going to lose my bird here. Oh, no, this is Zoroark. I wasn't even paying attention. Cool. I guess Dark Pulse. I don't really have another option here. We are faster. Oh, my gosh. Okay. See if we can knock this thing out. And we did. Cool. Well, that Rain Dance is going to inadvertently hurt the ability of his last Pokemon, which is why it doesn't make sense that... Thundurus would go second, but it's Arcanine's turn, and with that Rain Dance in play, I think I'm going to switch to Tomoe. So, this thing has a Lychee Berry, which of course is going to reduce the damage of... Nope, never mind. That's not the kind of berry it is. My bad. It raises the holder's attack when its HP drops below a quarter. Now, with Rain Dance in play, even though it's going to Wild Charge, I get the feeling Tomoe is going to survive this, mostly because it's non-stab. There's that recoil damage. All we got to do is Hydro Cannon to win. It has Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Close Combat, and Wild Charge, but we should be able to take care of this, no problem. And there we go. That is Area 8 complete. Just 2 areas remain. And we've defeated Boss Trainer Harmon. Oh, well, looks like I lost. You're tough. Even though you're already that strong, you still have your sight set higher. Wow, I cannot read. Just how far will you go? Will your rise never end? I hope you can achieve whatever goal you set for yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. There we go. I'm happy about that one. Let's get the heck on out of here. Hey, May, it looks like you completed Area 8. Here's a prize to commemorate your success. And now we're going to start getting 2 items, although wings are like far and away the least enjoyable things you can possibly get. But yeah, you can get like 2 of any kind of wing and then occasionally get 2 rare candies, but I'm not going to be banking on that at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. Thank you all so very much for watching. Do want to show really quickly that the 3rd store has now opened up. So, once again, has things for sale. They're selling shiny stones today, which I guess that's kind of cool. And I can also be checking some of the other ones as well. Let's see what they have. They got the water stone. I think that's what it was last time, too, so I'm not too worried about that. And you have a leaf stone. So, a bunch of evolutionary stones for sale today. Not that I really want any of that myself. We're going to call it, though, like I said, next time, jumping on into Area 9, but we're also going to, of course, do battle against N first. Hope you're all looking forward to that, and thank you all so very much for watching. I will see you all in the next one.